Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First time I'm coming live on this channel in a while. I've been going live a lot on my other channel, but welcome everyone. Glad you guys are here. Today we're going to talk about just a quick update on the short squeeze, what's going on with GameStop, AMC, Naked Brands, everything like that. We're going to wait a bit till more people come on. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions about what's going on in the stock market, anything else going on. But glad to see you guys join. I started a bit early, a little earlier than we were expecting. So let me know in the chat any questions. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes. Let's get that up to 50 likes before we get started. So right now we're at 3 likes. Let's get that to 50. As soon as we hit 50, I'll get started. We'll go over what's going on with GameStop, AMC, Naked Brands, everything like that. If any questions. Also, you guys probably saw that I recently renamed the channel. I renamed it to the Real Rubes Clips, and I did that because I'm gonna be doing longer episodes on my other channel right now, and I'm gonna be posting a lot of the clips here. So you're gonna see lots of clips of everything going on in the stock market. So I'm gonna talk about Uber. They recently acquired Drizzly. We're gonna talk about GameStop, Chamath Palihapitiya. We're also gonna talk about ARK Invest and everything else related to the stock market. Just think of it like a podcast or just a long show where then this channel you can find all of the short clips. So yeah, this will be the other channel. I'm going to have like the 25-30 minute episodes. This one is going to be 2-3 minute clips from that so you guys can see all of the different topics. AMC, yes, thank you. Ali, we'll go over that in a minute. We're just trying to get to 50 likes before we get started. Right now we're at 12 likes, so let's get that up to 50. We could definitely do it. There's 250,000 subscribers on this channel, so we definitely could do it. This is the first time I'm going live here, though, so it'll be pretty interesting. See if we can get some new people, talk about some new stuff. We'll get into that. So almost at 50 likes, guys. There's 31. It says watching. Once we get it up to 50, we will begin. But just start putting some comments in the chat, and I'll answer all of them. We'll go over all of that stuff. Quick update for you guys who aren't familiar, but with our public portfolio, the one I talk about in our group on Patreon, where I go over all different types of stocks. I go over specific stocks I'm buying and selling in that portfolio right now. We're at $660,000. This is a portfolio that I did start off with around $200,000 in October. So nearly tripled. So if you guys do want access to when I buy and sell stocks in this, make sure to join our group. It is in the description. But, okay, it doesn't look like we're going to hit 50 likes right now, but that's fine. We will go ahead and get started here. But please be sure, if you haven't, if the like button is gray, click that, turn that blue. We are trying to get to 50 before we get started. So, Doug Danson, I am doing well. How are you guys? Comment down below what time it is where you guys are right now. Where I am, it is 10:38 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be going live again tomorrow on my other channel. So I will be going live there. Early in the morning. I'll probably start off at like 5:30 a.m. I think I'd have it scheduled for. But yeah. All right, 18 likes. Let's get it to 20. So once we get it to 20, we will just begin. We said 50, but 20 will get started. Okay, let's look at the comments. Comments. AMC, let's start off there. 10:38. Yeah, same time here, guys. Same time here. Pretty late in the evening. AMC, 9:38. Thank you. I like when you guys comment. I get to see what you guys are thinking. Any questions? It helps me figure out what you guys want to talk about. So that is good. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get started. AMC right now, we have seen it drop significantly today. We saw this was the second day in a row that it was down about 30%. So you see January 27th, it reached about $19. It was at $22 pre-market. Now it's down below $8 a share, $7.50. And that's close to what we saw before this entire run started. Before the entire run started, at one point it was, $3, $4 a share. So it's getting closer to that. What I like about AMC is long-term AMC has like the best prospects out of all these companies. Most of them, they're really struggling. GameStop, Naked Brands, BlackBerry, Nokia, they're all struggling long-term. So if you are invested in them, really they're short-term investments. Long-term AMC does have the best prospects because they were able to raise $1 billion in debt financing before the massive run they had. Then during the last week, they raised another $400 to $500 million. They issued new shares. And with these new shares, since everyone was buying the stock, the volume was so high, they were able to issue about $400 million in new shares. And they were now going to be able to use that money for growing the business in the future. They'll be able to maybe make some modifications to their locations. So I think that's good. But regarding short term, are we going to see these stock prices go back up like GameStop, AMC? Are we going to see them reach these record highs like we saw this past week? My opinion right now with AMC, GameStop is I don't think we're going to see those prices again. I really don't think we will. It's going to be very difficult for us to see those prices again, just because now a lot of the sentiment going on is a lot of people just aren't as confident in GameStop, AMC, Naked Brands. People are losing confidence in them. Naked Brands right now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but it is less than $1. At one point today, it was as low as about 75 cents. And that isn't a level that we had seen since before the entire run started. So for someone who invested in it, that would be pretty scary, seeing it drop back down. I was invested in Naked Brand for a while. I invested when it was at 90 cents a share, and I sold it at around 80 to 90 cents a share. I don't remember the exact amount. And I sold it around $2.90. I do all this on pre-market trading and after-hours trading with Webull. If you guys don't have Webull, I think Webull is by far the best investment app, best brokerage app for people who want to trade pre-market and after-hours. You can start trading as early as 4 a.m. Eastern time with 4 a.m. Eastern time in the stock market. As soon as even any of the brokerages or investment banks, as soon as anyone can invest in the stock market, you are able to on Webull. And that's pretty important because today we saw during pre-market hours, AMC was around $13 a share. And when it opened up, when the market opened at 9:30 a.m., it was at $8.50, $9 a share. So if you guys were able to, if you do have Webull downloaded, it is a link I have in the description. If you did have that, then you would be able to buy and sell during those pre-market hours, and I think that's pretty important. So if you don't have it, You don't have to use my link. I don't really care at all. I just don't want you guys to lose any money. I want everyone to make money. So what I do personally is I do invest on Webull pre-market and after market hours. So that is really what I want you guys to do, is use Webull, because you if you don't use it, you're just missing out on a lot of opportunities. If you don't use it, like pre-market and after-market hours, that's when you see a lot of these stocks have pretty big moves. One stock I've been talking a lot about on my other channel, I know we're going to talk a lot more about AMC and GameStop and Naked Brand and all of those, but one stock that has been making a lot of money for our community on Patreon, everyone who's part of our community, is a stock called STPK, Star Peak Energy Transition Corp, STPK. And for those who are new, we will talk about more AMC and Naked Brands and all the other companies, but I do want to talk about this. You can see I have about $180,000 in this stock, but after market the other day, it rose about 10%. In the last week, it is up nearly 30%. This was mainly because of a CNBC interview, Fast Money. I don't remember his name exactly, but one of the people on CNBC spoke about Star Peak, gave it a $70 price target. Citron Research gave it a $100 price target. So a lot of people are very bullish on this company. I like what they do. They're in the clean energy space. I think Joe Biden administration is going to help them. But my point of this is that buying and selling on Webull, you would have been able to get in before this major move happened, because if you follow the news, you follow the notifications in our group, then you will see that as soon as I post notifications, you guys can go act on those immediately by buying and selling on Webull. So really, Webull is great for that. Marissa, okay. CCIV. We're going to get into AMC and GameStop and all the other ones for those who are new. We're getting a lot more people coming in, but CCIV made a major move today. I talked about it on the other channel called Michael Rubel. I talked about it when it was first at $13 a share. I bought in at $13 a share. I told all of you guys about it at $13 a share. Right now, today, it was up massive, nearly 30% for the day alone, and now it is close to $32 a share. We did buy it at $13 a share in our private group, the one I tell you guys all about the stocks I'm buying. This company right now, I don't own any. I sold off earlier in the day and yesterday and recently, because right now Churchill Capital is set to merge with Lucid Motors. And for those of you who are not familiar, Lucid Motors is an electric vehicle startup, and right now they're only going to be focusing on luxury vehicles. So Lucid Motors, I'm going to pull up a picture for you guys. But Lucid Motors is really only luxury vehicles. They're going to be around $150,000 starting price for those vehicles for like the higher end models. But the base price is $69,700. Let me switch over the screen here for you guys. Let's look. Hopefully we do this right. Lucid Motors. There you go. So Lucid Motors right now, this is their models. Base price is $69,000. The one thing to keep in mind with this, the one thing that I would be concerned about for anyone invested in this, and those of you who are new, I appreciate it. If you are new, make sure to hit the like button. We're going to try and get this to 100 likes. We haven't streamed in a while on this channel, but for those of you who are new, we're talking about CCIV right now. CCIV and Lucid Motors, we saw a massive run up today, but the merger, from everything I have read, has still not yet been confirmed. They're still only in the rumor stages. We haven't had a official confirmation. Any official agreement's been signed between Lucid Motors and Churchill Capital. So in my opinion, it's still a gamble, and I wouldn't be getting in at this price. If you guys didn't get in when we first announced it back at $13 a share, I would be very careful. I would be very, very careful right now, because it could easily drop 30-40% tomorrow if they come out and say they're merging with a different SPAC. So right now, Lucid Motors, they could potentially merge with any SPAC. We don't know. They're only in rumors with CCIV. So just keep that in mind. Be careful right now. For those who want to know how to sign up for the private group, I will just throw a link in the top of the chat for you guys. Join our private group. There we go. I'll link that to the top. So yeah, if you guys do want to see that portfolio, that $660,000 portfolio, and if you want to see, let me make sure that link works. So if you guys do want access to the portfolio, then it does work. If you want access to the portfolio, make sure to join our group. But those of you who are new, we will talk about AMC, GameStop, Nokia, and all the other companies you guys are here for. I just want to touch on a couple different opportunities that you may want to consider looking into now. So I don't want to, while there is a lot of hype around GameStop and all those stocks, it's important not to miss out on other opportunities. Other stocks that we have been talking about recently are with Naked Brands, AMC, Nokia. We will get into those. But other stocks that we do have in the portfolio, which I am extremely bullish on, is BFT. BFT is merging with Paysafe. Paysafe is payment processor for online gambling stocks, for companies like DraftKings, also for gaming platforms such as Fortnite and other games. So all the payments processed on those platforms are run through BFT and through Paysafe, which is going to be merging with BFT. After hours today, this BFT stock was up 4.75%, mainly because an analyst on CNBC came out, gave it very high praise. He was very bullish on it. You guys can see I have about $140,000 in this stock. So these are all stocks that I own myself. I'm not going to tell you guys anything I don't own. Naked Brands. Okay, so now let's get into some of these other stocks, some that we have been talking about. Let's go into the ones you guys really are looking at, and that is with Naked Brands, AMC, and GameStop. Recently, with Robinhood in particular, they were limiting the number of shares you could own, and there's limiting the number of shares you could buy with AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry, Naked Brands, Nokia, Koss, and a couple other stocks. I don't have the whole list off the top of my head, but they were limiting how many shares you could buy if you were able to buy options, and they were just limiting all of that. That caused a lot of controversy. Elon Musk yesterday actually spoke out on the Clubhouse app, and he came out and said he questioned the CEO of Robinhood. Right now, though, yesterday they had a lot of restrictions. Today they have eased up on these restrictions. I'm going to throw these on the screen for you guys. Here are the restrictions right now. Let's throw them up. There we go. So yeah, right now they did increase these dramatically. As of yesterday, the shares you could buy was only one share for GameStop. They took restrictions off of all these other stocks. And the way it works is if you do own more than, let's say, 100 shares of GameStop or 1,250 shares of AMC, you can't buy any more, but you can own. If you already own more than that, that is okay. You only are going to be able to sell those positions, though. Same with contracts, 100 contracts for GME, 1,250 contracts for AMC. So they did up these limits quite a bit, which is good. I mean, me personally, I found it pretty frustrating, even though I wasn't invested in any of these stocks. It was pretty frustrating that Robinhood put all these restrictions in place. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of these restrictions. I know a lot of people were not happy at all with these restrictions. Elon Musk came and spoke out. Personally, I didn't like the restrictions. The whole point of Robinhood is to make investing easier for regular everyday people. Yet Robinhood put restrictions into place. Robinhood wasn't the only company. There was lots of other E-Trade, Ameritrade, Webull. I didn't see any restrictions on. I did not see any restrictions on Webull. So that is also why I like the platform. I didn't have any issues there. But yes, so you guys are continuing to ask about AMC. So let's go and look at AMC. Where I see the stock. I see your guys' comments. Let's pull it up. AMC. Okay. Right now, AMC is at $7.52 per share. That's after hours. For the day, it was down 41%, down another 3.8% after hours. A lot of you guys are wondering what I think of AMC. Do I think it's going to increase tomorrow, the next couple of days? Do I think it's going to decrease? So really right now, what I see as going on with these stocks, and let me know your thoughts, but what I see going on with all of these companies right now is that people who bought in early, they were the ones who helped drive these stock prices up. They drove the stock price up of AMC, GameStop, and they caused all this hype and the massive short squeeze. Wall Street Bets, originally they had 1.8 million people on the platform, and in the last week, they've gained that to over 8.3 million. So at first, that initial push we saw with AMC and GameStop was from that original 1.8 million people on Wall Street Bets. They put a lot of money in, gained a lot of traction in the news. So right now what we're seeing is a lot of those people today and yesterday, I believe a lot of those people took their profits. They took some money off the table because they doubled, tripled their money in a couple of days. And then the other hand, we had the people who got in early. But on the other hand, we got a lot of people who never invested in the stock market or people who didn't want to miss out. They had a lot of FOMO. They did not want to miss out on this massive run from AMC. So what people did is, in my opinion, let me know your thoughts, but what I think was really going on, people who bought in early, they sold off yesterday and today. The people who bought in late, now they're stuck holding their positions. And if you got in late, let me know at the price you got in AMC. But I think a lot of people who got in at $14, $15 a share, they're not selling, because the second they sell their position, then it's like a mental thing. They said, okay, now I've officially lost the money. If you don't sell your shares, then you haven't officially lost the money. Like, you have unrealized losses, but nothing is realized until you officially sell it. So I think what's happening is the people who got in early, they're selling their positions. They're taking some profits off the table because they don't want to lose money. And then the people who got in late, I think they are just holding the bag. They're holding their positions still, even though they're losing money because they're hoping it's going to go back up. Do I think it's going to go back up? Personally, I think it's going to have a lot of trouble. Maybe tomorrow we might see it touch that $9, $10 range. It's possible, but I think it's gonna be very, very hard for it to go any higher than that. If we see it break $10, you never know. It would go higher in the double digits, but we'll have to wait and see. And if you guys are new here, we've got a lot more people joining us. Please be sure to like the video. We're trying to get it to 100 likes. Right now we're at 48. There's about 200 of you watching, so if the like button is gray, it would really mean a lot if you could just click the button, turn it from gray to blue. It's really easy to do, and it helps me out more than you guys even know. So, and also, if for those of you who are new, I will be doing another live stream tomorrow on my other channel called Michael Rubel. So If you want to check that out, make sure to check that out. Follow that channel over there. But it really means a lot. We're at 55 likes now. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Let's try and get that up to 100. And if we get it up to 100, we're going to answer all of your questions. Every single question you guys have, let me know in the comments. I'm going to start going through them right now. You could comment that you like the video and put your comment in, and I'll answer them. So let's talk about them. Okay, we're going to start off here. How far will it go up when the theaters open again? People are wondering what's going to happen with AMC. So AMC, like I've said, I think AMC has the best long-term outlook out of all of these companies that have seen massive short squeezed recently. So the companies that had the massive short squeeze are like Nokia, GameStop, BlackBerry, Naked Brands, AMC, all of those stocks. AMC has the best prospects because really they're the biggest player in the movie theater space right now. It's like them and Regal and Cinemark. So those are like the biggest players. But AMC, long-term, yeah, I think long-term AMC could reach, it could double from where it is right now. The problem is just movie theaters really aren't going to see the same sort of traffic for the next 2 to 3 years from now. I don't really think we're going to see them return to normal levels until probably around 2023, just because the vaccine's getting distributed this year. So vaccines should be fully distributed in the U.S. at least by the end of 2021. I know they are already getting that out to certain age brackets, but not to everyone. So that's going to be a big impact on movie theaters. The difference between AMC and, let's say, a company like GameStop is, so AMC, I do see long-term, it could be a good investment here. I think they're better investments, like ones we talk about in our private group. But if you're looking at AMC and GameStop, the big difference between them is that AMC right now has the best long-term prospects because movie theaters, in my opinion, aren't going away. They're an experience that millions of people like. Millions of people like going to the movies, and it's an experience to go. They may modify it, they might take movie theaters and make it more of like in-person service where they have fewer seats and they have people serve you in the movie theater. They might make it more of like a luxury experience, but it's an experience. I don't think they're going away. They have Netflix, they have Hulu, you have streaming services where you can watch movies, but it's not the same. GameStop, on the other hand, long-term, I don't think we're ever going to see these prices again. Like AMC, we definitely could see it increase from where it is long-term. But GameStop, I don't think you're ever going to see, what is it at right now? I don't think we're ever going to see these prices again. GameStop right now is at $85 a share. The market cap is, it says $6.7 billion. That probably will be incorrect because it's not always accurate on Robinhood, the market cap. But let's look. Yeah, 6.2 billion. So I don't think we're going to see this price ever again for GameStop. You guys may think, oh, I'm being negative. I'm just against all of this. I'm not against it. I want everyone to make money. But I don't think we're going to see a massive run-up from this. Yes, GameStop tomorrow, it's very possible that we could see the mid $100 range. It very well could double tomorrow. We saw it double today from, at one point it was as low as 75. It went back up to 130. You see on the chart right there. Went from like $80 a share all the way up to 137. So I think we could definitely see that again tomorrow. But I don't think we're going to see it reach $400, $500 a share. I think it's really going to have a hard time reaching that. So, yeah, okay. But with GameStop, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is with long-term, like this company, even though it's been in the news, even though traction to their website has been higher than ever before, even though Google Trends, we're going to pull up Google Trends, but even when you look at Google Trends, even though they have the highest search rate out of any other company right now, any other term on Google, that's not going to be enough to help them long term, because long term, GameStop, their business just no longer is needed. People no longer need to go into a store to buy games. People can just download games directly, like the software, directly onto their like Xbox or PlayStation. PlayStation even has a model where they sell it without a place to even put a disc. So they basically just cut out GameStop altogether, because if you don't need to go into a store to get a disc, GameStop isn't needed. It's just not going to be there. So I think it's pretty important to just realize that if you're invested in GameStop, you put money in AMC, GameStop is just a struggling business. In order for them to succeed, they're going to have to pivot dramatically. What they do now just isn't going to work long term, because Xbox and PlayStation cut them out completely. They're no longer needed at all. So while the increase in traffic on Google Trends, the increase of people talking about them in the news, I think that might drive up sales short term, but long term, I don't see any real hope for GameStop. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be realistic here, and that's really how I see it, because their business model really just isn't designed for the way technology is moving. Those who are new here, though, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video. It helps out a lot. We're going to go over some questions. If you missed anything what I said, I did already talk about AMC. I'll go over it again, but you can go back in the video a bit. Even though it is live, you can go back. Okay, Lee Pittman, you said you're in at 185. You need to make it back. So the risk of you guys holding on to these stocks is that they're not good long term. So the only reason they're going to go up is if we see more people buying from Wall Street Bets, and we see just more hype around them. But today was a pretty bad day for them. Today, GameStop was down 60%. And I think it scared a lot of people. I think it scared a lot of people who had money in these stocks. So, I don't know if you guys saw, but recently, actually, Cathie Wood had an interview, and she came out and actually spoke. She's the CEO of ARK Invest. She came out and spoke about AMC, GameStop, and everything going on here. So I'm going to try and pull that up for you. Just give me a minute. Cathie Wood, AMC. We're going to look at what she said, because a lot of people really follow exactly what she says, because her investment funds, ARKK, ARKW, they've done extremely well. So people have been really just trying to follow everything that she says. So right now I'm trying to find her interview, because I did see one pop up earlier. But if you guys have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. Right now I'm just pulling up the interview from Cathie Wood and what she said about AMC, GameStop. We'll see if I could find it. Thank you guys for joining. Let me know also what time it is. What time it is where you guys are right now. Here it's about 11:07 p.m. Eastern time. But let me know what time it is there. I think I found the interview. Let's pull this up. Let's get rid of these ads. Okay. There we go. I think I found it. Okay, let's switch it over to... Here we go. I'm going to change over the mic so then you guys will hear exactly what she's saying. We'll talk briefly about this.
Well, in this era,
where is it? We'll go right to here. There we go. Let's change over the mic, and let me know if you guys can hear this well. I'm changing over the microphone. Never done this before, so I'll have to wait and see.
Here we are, the millennials are going from 33% of the workforce now to 75%.
Let me know if you guys can hear her now.
Intergenerational.
Hopefully it's clear enough.
The biggest we've ever seen in history. So they're going to control a lot more than even the baby boomers did at the time. And I think it means positive, that there are positive ramifications for both the equity markets and the crypto markets. Both of which millennials have taken, in which many have taken an interest.
Okay, that didn't really seem to work out too well, so we won't watch the video, but I will link that for you guys in the comments. Didn't seem to be working. You guys can hear it now? Either way, I think what we'll do is I'll just put that right there if you guys want to check that out. That is the full interview. But let's get back. Let's talk about, from the comments, do you guys own any position in Naked Brands? That is the one stock that I did actually buy with the massive short squeeze that we've had. That is the one I did buy. You guys are asking about Discord, where we talk about that. So if you want to get to Discord, make sure for Discord, you guys, you have to be part of our investing community. And once you're a part of Patreon, then you just automatically get sent a link for Discord. If you're having trouble with it, you just search on Discord. You search on Patreon how to link Patreon and Discord, and it'll come right up. It'll give you it right away. Okay, let's see. Let me know if you guys still own any positions in AMC. I want to talk about a couple more things. I don't know if you heard, but actually, this is a little different, but it's still pretty interesting. Jeff Bezos just announced that he'll be stepping down as CEO of Amazon, and I didn't think we'd ever really see this happen. Not anytime soon, at least. Jeff Bezos is still pretty young. He's still really, really young. He's in his, I think, early 50s. And he's going to be replaced by AWS chief Andy Jassy. He said today on Tuesday that he's stepping down from his role in the third quarter of 2021. They said he'll be transitioning to executive chair of the company. And Andy Jassy will be the CEO of Amazon. It's really not going to be the same. Right now, when you think of Amazon, you think of Jeff Bezos. So even though this guy, I've never heard of him, Andy Jassy has been there for nearly 24 years. I've never heard of him. I don't think, we'll see how it affects the stock price in the short term. They were set to announce earnings. And right now, Amazon, their stock didn't seem to affect it too much today. They were still up, so really, it's like the same thing that happened with Alibaba, Amazon, and their CEO, Jeff Bezos. Like, even though when I think of Amazon, I think of Jeff Bezos immediately. Let me know what you guys think. The reality is Amazon is a great company regardless of who runs it. Same with Alibaba. We saw Jack Ma. He's no longer in charge there. They're still a great company. What they do really doesn't have a lot to do with the CEO at this point. At this point, Amazon dominates everything regardless of who is really in charge. And I'm sure this guy, Andy Jassy, is someone who's obviously trustworthy, obviously has good opinion, good, leadership skills. But it's like different than Tesla, where with Tesla right now, if Elon Musk stepped down from Tesla, I think you'd see Tesla stock price drop significantly. Everyone invests in Tesla just because of Elon Musk. They don't really invest in Tesla just for the cars or just for what they're doing with energy. People invest in Tesla because of Elon Musk. But anyways, I found that pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think of Amazon and now the CEO stepping down. But let's go over what's going on with Dogecoin. Before we do that, we almost are at 100 likes finally. We're at 87, so let's see if we can get it up to 100 likes. We are almost there. But let's look at this. Dogecoin. We got a lot to talk about with Dogecoin, guys. So people have been saying Dogecoin is going to continue to increase. Actually, Elon Musk came out and spoke about Dogecoin. People think, could easily double. And there are a couple of key issues with Dogecoin that you have to keep in mind, or you have to understand, is it's completely different than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a hard cap on the total number of coins that'll ever be in existence. It's around 22 million coins. I don't know the exact number, but there's a hard cap. That supply is never going to go above that 22 million number for Bitcoin. And that means as more banks and more people put money into Bitcoin, it's just going to continue to drive the price up because there's a limited supply. It's just about supply and demand. So there's not a lot of coins out there. People put more money in, it's going to drive the price up. Dogecoin, on the other hand, Dogecoin is a completely different story. Dogecoin is every minute, 10,000 Dogecoin are mined. Every year, about a little over 5 billion new Dogecoins are added into the supply. What does that mean? So that means if you buy Dogecoin now, a year from now, there's going to be another 5 billion coins in existence, which means your current position is worth less. It's like, for example, let's say there is 100 Dogecoins. You own 1 out of 100. And the next year, well, there's 200 Dogecoin. Well, now you own 1 out of 200. So you just went from owning 1% to 0.5%. And that's what happens every year with Dogecoin. Every year, it doesn't half, but every year, another 5 billion coins are added, which means every year your position, even if you don't do anything, essentially gets diluted out of the total number of coins available. So you have 1 out of 100 million, 1 out of, it's like 125 billion coins. And then the next year you have 1 out of 130 billion coins. So each year the amount you have goes lower and lower. People thought that Dogecoin with Elon Musk, that he's all for it. He says every time he posts about Dogecoin on Twitter, it's basically just like a joke. He says he does it as a joke. He thinks Dogecoin is a meme cryptocurrency, and that's why he posts about it. He says anything he posts about it isn't meant to be taken seriously. It is a meme. So yeah. In addition to that, he also spoke yesterday about Bitcoin, and we had some surprising news from Elon Musk as well. Let's pull up. We'll go for this one. Okay. Elon Musk, Twitter. We'll go to this top article. Elon Musk. Okay. So Elon Musk, he came out earlier today, actually, and said he's taking a break from Twitter entirely. Recently, we saw him put hashtag Bitcoin in his Twitter bio. He posted about Dogecoin. He's always on there talking about something. But now he just said that he's taking a break off of Twitter. He said off of Twitter for a while, and that was it. He didn't give us any timeline. He didn't say anything about it. But every time he posts about Bitcoin or Dogecoin or even his stock, the company either rises or drops significantly just based on whatever he says. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how this plays out over the next couple of days, what happens. Let's look. A lot of you guys are talking about Dogecoin, Litecoin. So if you talk to any of the major people in the financial space right now, when they talk about crypto, Cathie Woods, Chamath Palihapitiya, and everyone else, like the big names, people know those two names in particular, and even Elon Musk. When they talk about cryptocurrency, their only focus is on Bitcoin. They say Bitcoin is going to be used in the future. Is it going to be a currency? People don't know. No one knows. But Bitcoin is the one crypto that they all would put money in. They don't talk about any of the other altcoins, even Ethereum or Dogecoin or any of those. Their main topic that they talk about is Bitcoin. Cathie Woods has said that she thinks Bitcoin will reach $500,000 a coin within the next 5 to 10 years. She says her reasoning behind this is that right now with Bitcoin, if institutional banks put in at least single-digit percentage, let's say they have $100 billion. She says if each bank puts in 1-2% of their assets in Bitcoin, that alone will drive the price up significantly. It could drive it up to $500,000. Another reason that people think Bitcoin and why Cathie Wood says Bitcoin could reach $500,000 and she thinks it will is because of comparing it to gold. Chamath, he has specifically said it is not a digital gold. He says it is not digital gold, but it is a hedge against the U.S. economy, governments around the world. It is uncorrelated to any economy in the world. So he says him and Cathie Wood both agree that it is smart to have a small percentage of your money in it. Chamath recently came out and he said having 1% of your net worth in Bitcoin is what he would recommend. He said in a couple years, you don't know. He said you put the 1% in, you don't think about it. He said, and then a couple years from now, each coin could be worth possibly even $1 million a coin. So he said the point of having your money in Bitcoin is just uncorrelated to the markets, uncorrelated to any government, uncorrelated to really any other asset right now. And by putting your money there, just a small percentage, you put it in there, you forget about it, and then in a couple years, if anything ever happens, you could check back in, see what's going on there. But anyways, those who are new, thank you for joining. If you haven't already, make sure your like button is blue. We're almost at 100 likes. So if it's gray, if you look and you see it's gray, make sure to click it, turn it blue. But yeah, so Bitcoin, Elon Musk, he says that he regrets not getting into Bitcoin actually earlier. He says his friends spoke about it, I believe in 2012 and 2013 to him. They told him about it. He says he wished he bought more. He wished he had gotten in earlier, but it's still not too late to get in. I personally don't own a lot of Bitcoin. I own ARK Invest ETF, which owns a small portion in Bitcoin. And I also own, a couple Bitcoin on the Coinbase and other apps like that, but not a lot of my money is in Bitcoin. Small percentage, like people have said. And I believe that also. AMC, you guys are saying, is about to skyrocket. AMC, you're going to keep holding on. I'm reading your guys' comments. Go to Reddit. People are talking about everything right now. Yeah, so right now, AMC, let's take a look at it. Obviously, you guys know nothing happens at this time. The markets have already closed. So, market has already closed, and it's sitting at $7.52 a share. Let me know in the comments if you guys own any of AMC. Let's take a look on here. We'll see if any news came out on it since market closed. Let's scroll down. Mark Cuban, I did see that. Did see that Mark Cuban spoke about it earlier. Hedge fund behind AMC Rescue Loan made hundreds of millions of dollars in gains. All right, so a lot of people are talking about how the whole point of all of this was for regular everyday people to make a lot of money. That's why people are putting money into GameStop and AMC. That's why a lot of people were putting money into these assets. But the problem is the people who made the most money from them were actually banks and the largest shareholders in AMC. I don't know if you guys saw, but for GameStop, for example, the founder of Chewy put in $75 million into GameStop. And now it's, well, at least at the time when they first spoke about this, his $75 million investment in August or September of 2020 was now over $1.3 billion. So and then the next two largest holders of GameStop were like Fidelity and other banks, not regular people. So yes, we are seeing people make money from it, but everyone's saying this is getting back at banks. We saw Melvin Capital. Melvin Capital lost $3 billion, but also these banks are also making money. So people think, they're getting back at them, large institutions, but in reality, banks are also making a lot of money for this. You guys are saying to hold on to AMC. AMC, in my opinion, is just, I don't think we're going to see that $22 a share in the next week or so. I think maybe, a couple years if AMC recovers, yeah. But for me, they're just too risky. Like, I don't want to lose 40% of my money in a day. Some people are fine with that, but I do not want to do that. So if you are in them, I mean, there are great stocks out there that aren't AMC, aren't GameStop, where you would have made 30% today, 40%, 30% in a day. The other day I made 25% in STPK, Star Peak Transition Holding, which is a SPAC. I made about 25% a single day. And the downside of like that company, for example, is much, much lower than any of these other stocks you guys are talking about, like with AMC and GameStop and all of those. Nokia, these for me right now, I think the sentiment around just Wall Street bets, everyone who's gotten in, I think the sentiment is people are starting to get much more worried about what is going on with these stocks. We saw 2 days in a row of pretty significant losses. Like AMC was down 61%. GameStop was down over 60%. So, I mean, after seeing a couple days in a row where we're seeing consistent decline in the stock price, I think people who did make a lot of money are really starting to get out. So, just be careful there. You guys are saying the media uses scare tactics to get people to sell in addition to market. I don't think banks are making people scared. I think people who bought in early want to secure profits. Like if you've doubled your money in a day, 2 days, most people just want to take that off the table, take some profits, not worry about it. Some people want to stay in, see how much they can make, but I think people who got in early are going to take a lot of profits off the table and So I think that's what's driving the price down. Oh, another thing. I don't know if you guys saw, but I've been getting a lot of comments. A lot of people I see on TikTok. What everyone's saying is that how could there possibly be AMC today, the volume? They're like, how can the volume be so high, but the stock price not go up? And I've seen this question a lot. So let me look. AMC, the volume for today was right around 462 million shares. So I've been getting this question a lot, which is how could the stock price be going down when the volume is so high for AMC? When the volume is so high for like GameStop. How could the volume be so high? It's all about supply and demand. So if the volume is just how many shares are being bought and sold. So it doesn't matter what the volume is. If there's more people wanting to buy shares, well, then the stock price is going to go up. If there's more people who want to sell, well, then the stock price is going to go down. It's just supply and demand and how many people out there actually want to buy and sell. If there's more buyers, it's going to go up. More sellers, going to go down. It doesn't matter what the volume is. The volume just means there's a lot of action, a lot of people buying and selling that particular stock in a day. It doesn't directly correlate itself to the stock price. A couple of your comments. Someone's asked about Pershing Square SPAC. I heard about that. Which one? Pershing Square. So which company is Pershing Square taking public? I don't remember exactly. If you guys know, comment down below which company is merging with Pershing Square. Let's look it up. Pershing Square. Let's look at this. Pershing Square today released the following net asset value. I'm looking on my phone. Pershing Square. I don't see what company they are merging with or if they even have a merger yet. But, okay, you guys are talking about people covering their short positions. But I don't understand that. But the thing is if the stock price is going down, a lot of these people who shorted naked brands, AMC, GameStop, they're not going to be covering their positions because the stock price is going down. They want the stock price to go down. If the stock price continues to go up, that's when they lose the money. That's when we saw the massive short squeeze happen, was when GameStop went up dramatically and these large banks had to cover their positions, like Melvin Capital. They lost $3 billion in the matter of a couple days because of that. So if the stock price isn't going up, they're not going to have to cover their short positions. You guys are talking about this is the dip. You guys are getting in. Yeah. What other stocks? Oh, another thing that I just recently read, I think you guys will find pretty interesting, is with the Chinese electric vehicle stocks. Talked about this a bit earlier, but Li Auto, NIO, and XPeng all announced January 2021 delivery numbers. And they all did much better than expected, all having over 300, 400% increase year over year. Li Auto was probably the most surprising one. They sold less vehicles in January 2021 than they did in December of 2020. So that was pretty surprising. They sold over 6,000 vehicles in December of 2020 and only 5,379 vehicles in January of 2021. So they did go down, but they still were up over what? Over 355% year over year. You guys are saying I don't complete my thoughts. If you have questions, just ask. I'll tell you what I think about it. But AMC, GameStop, I'm not invested in them. I'm not going to be putting any money in them. They're just too risky for me. I don't see the potential at the prices they're at right now. The risk reward for me just isn't there. It's really the bottom line. Before everything happened with Wall Street Bets, of course, like people would have said, there's no way of knowing to buy AMC when it was $2. It was as low as $1.90. If people knew, they would have bought it then, but it's just too risky for me. Too risky. Because the whole reason you'll be putting money in now is if you just think all the hype from Wall Street Bets can drive the prices up. Same with Nokia, same with BlackBerry. All of these stocks for me right now are not stocks I'm going to be looking at, not going to be putting any money into. They are just all reliant on the hype and potentially a short squeeze if the price goes up, causing banks and people who shorted the stock to have to cover their positions. So I don't want to have to watch and rely on just hype and a short squeeze, especially when the stock price is going down. Like the short squeeze happens, when the stock price goes up. But when it's going down, there's just going to be more pressure, more selling pressure driving the stock price down. So just not something like, if you guys look at the portfolio, we have our public group, the group on Patreon, where we talk about the stocks I have. Like, I don't have any of these AMC or GameStop or any of those stocks, but in the last week, I'm still up 15%. I didn't buy Naked Brands or AMC or Nokia or any of those. I didn't buy any of those stocks in this portfolio, and we're still doing really well. Last 3 months, we're up 85%. Last week, we're up 15%. So you don't need to be putting money in these stocks like AMC, Naked Brands. Like, yeah, you could have doubled, but those are just too risky for me. Like, I this account, if you do want to have access to it, you just have to join our group. I pinned it as the top comment. But, like, I don't invest in dividend or value stocks in that portfolio. They are riskier investments, but I'm not going to put my money in something where I could lose 50% of it overnight. It's just not going to happen. Okay, someone asked about STIC. STIC, what? This is the SPAC that's merging with BarkBox. Let me pull it up for you guys. STIC. And actually, they have a really big announcement tomorrow. So if you are not invested in STIC and you do like short-term trades, well then I would definitely put this on your watch list. Look at it because they have a really important meeting tomorrow. STIC and BarkBox. They have a meeting at, I think, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Let's look at this. News. STIC. I don't see it here, but they do have a meeting tomorrow, a merger meeting, where they may be announcing a potential date for the merger. STIC and BarkBox. If they are to announce this, a merger date, I think we could easily see STIC right now sitting at $14.40 a share. I think we could easily see it go back up to the high of $18.50. BarkBox, I've been seeing a lot of ads for it lately. Stock price has been continuing to climb. So I really think STIC with the merger meeting tomorrow, that'll be a stock you want to keep an eye out for. Speaking of dogs, we got someone going walk their dogs. Okay, GameStop prediction for tomorrow. Like I said, last couple of days we've seen these stocks drop. 60% in a day. We may see it bounce back tomorrow. You'll have to wait and see it market opens to really know for sure what the trend looks like. There's no way of knowing. I think we may see it bounce back at one point in the day. I think it's definitely possible to see GameStop go back up to that, like the $130 range. I definitely think that is possible for tomorrow. Long term, like I said, GameStop, I'm not going to invest in for long term. But tomorrow, I think it is possible you could see it back up to that across the $100 mark. We're going to have to wait and see, though, pre-market. I'm going to be going live at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time on my other channel. So if you want to see and watch as all this unfolds in real time tomorrow, make sure to check out our live stream. We will be going live very early in the morning. I'm going to stay through the market open. And people are asking about, you're going to see, I'm going to stay with you guys through the market open. And if you aren't already invested in GameStop, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry, Koss, Naked Brands, and if you want to be invested in them, the best place to do that is on Webull. On Webull, you will be able to invest pre-market starting at 4 a.m. Eastern time all the way up to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that is a great place to buy pre-market. If you want Bitcoin or Dogecoin or Ethereum, any cryptocurrencies, easiest place is Robinhood, but you can also do it on Coinbase for all of the altcoins, all of the other cryptocurrencies. Someone's saying about 225K subs and only 150 people watching. Really what's going on there is that I used to only talk about stimulus on this channel, stimulus checks. So most people are not interested about stocks who do subscribe to this channel. Used to get about 50,000 to 150,000 views per video. But then I just stopped talking about stimulus because I didn't want to do it anymore. I'd talk about other things on other channels, and I don't really need the money from this. So I thought I might as well talk about stocks because that's what I enjoy. So that's why we're not seeing a lot of people watching right now. But I put all the videos for stimulus on private on this channel. They were public before, but now they are private because I just going to start talking about new topics on this channel. That's why I made my new channel. Right now it has about, 13,000 subscribers. But yeah, so if you guys are wondering why I have about 225,000 subscribers, only 150 people watching, it is because of that. I used to only talk about stimulus on this channel. Now we're talking about stocks, and people who were interested in stimulus checks aren't really interested in investing. It's a different demographic. So that's the main reason why, for those of you who are curious. So anyways, let's look at this. Other comments. Do you calculate FFE for your stocks? Coinbase charges a lot. Yeah, Coinbase does charge a lot, but like I said, it is easy. Coinbase and I like Robinhood in particular for crypto. But yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping this channel. I might just delete this channel entirely. I might just delete the channel entirely. I have my other channel where I do talk about stocks, so I'll probably be making another one. But I was going to try and come back on this channel for a little bit. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't do well, I'm just going to scrap it, go back to my other channel, talk more on there. And what I am planning on doing is making longer episodes. People seem to really like that on the other channel. About 25 minutes to 45 minutes talking about a bunch of different stocks. So if I do that and do decide to do that, I was going to post the clips from that individual topics on this channel. So I was debating, should I post the clips on this channel or should I just make a new channel for it? I thought I might as well try putting it on this channel just because there are subscribers I have on this channel, even though they're not interested in stocks. Might as well. But you guys did seem to like the long episodes on the other channel. It's more of like a podcast feel. Long episode talking about a couple different topics in the news, and I put the clips on another channel. So like tomorrow I am going to be talking about, in that longer episode, we will talk a bit about Jeff Bezos, a couple of big pieces of information that came out with Uber acquiring a new company. We're going to talk about Li Auto, NIO, XPeng. I'm going to go over some big information from Elon Musk and Wall Street Bets. So it's just going to be talking about a lot of different topics, and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I see a lot of you guys are concerned why this channel doesn't have as many views on this video. And it's really just because, oh, you guys are saying stay, you are evolving. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Fubo TV, I see your comment. I did own Fubo for a while. Fubo is a stock that has a lot of potential. It could 10x in the future if they're able to deliver on all of their plans. So Fubo right now, what they're trying to do, let's pull it up. But Fubo, they're integrating sports betting into TV directly. They're trying to do that directly into TV. They had some major partnerships recently where they had some partnerships recently with Sportsbook, adding more. They're just getting integrated into the sports betting space. With sports betting being integrated into TV, and Fubo in particular, it could be a massive move for the company. Because with Fubo, you can watch, multiple sports all at one time on the same screen. And with that, if you're able to integrate sports betting, wherein you could see multiple games, multiple sports going on, and you could bet on sports, it's really the ideal scenario for sports betting. Being able to watch all your different games all at the same time and have the sports betting and games all there. What's my opinion on GME? GME, we have spoken about this before, but with GME, one second. But GME, long term, I don't really see it doing anything. Tomorrow we may see it increase, rise back up to that $130 mark. But I don't like investing in companies that have no long-term potential. I don't care if they're going to double in a day. If a stock doesn't have any long-term potential, you're really just gambling. You're really just gambling then. So I do not want to be, you don't want to just gamble. Like if you want to gamble, go to the casino. I mean, yeah, I get there's COVID and they have online sports betting, or betting and gambling. You could do sports betting. Don't even bother putting the money in the stock market. It's like, at least my point. So if there's no long-term hope for a company, I'm not going to be investing in it. So GameStop, I'm not putting money in. You may see it increase tomorrow. It just doesn't seem, in my opinion, like a good thing. Someone talked about CCIV. I did mention this earlier, but let me quickly address it again. CCIV, the merger hasn't been yet confirmed with Lucid Motors. There's a lot of rumors still, but if you're getting into that, there is still a big risk, a very big risk, because Lucid Motors could be merging with a different company. Because nothing is finalized. We don't know the deal's done. No one knows the deal is done yet. Someone wants to talk about shorting. Companies having to cover their short positions. Can you talk how long to hold a stock? Okay, short positions and holding a stock. How long to hold it? So short positions, the reason that everything happened was because large banks, people with a lot of money, large institutions shorted a stock. And basically when you short a stock, your losses could be infinite. Because like the amount of money you could gain, let's say you short a stock that's $100. The most you could gain is $100. But you can lose infinite amount in theory, because however much the price goes up, that's how much you're losing. So these banks shorted these stocks. They had large positions in them. And then as the stock price went up, that's how they lost so much money. Like if you buy a stock, your losses are whatever you put in. Like if you put in $100, the most you can lose is $100. If you short a stock that's $100, you can lose infinite in practice. And finally, you guys are asking how long to hold a stock. When do you know to buy and sell? I don't do short term. So really when I buy a stock, it's going to be for the long term. I don't try and time anything. I try and react to news that comes out. So when I see news, that might be when I buy into a stock. But I'm not going to be looking at it like, I'm just not going to be looking at that sort of stock. So, you just have to keep an eye out. If you're looking short term, I don't day trade. I couldn't tell you how to day trade. That's not what I do. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to day trade. But if you are trying to invest long term in strong companies that have a lot of growth potential, that is what I do. And I try to keep them for a long time, especially with tax purposes. You want to keep them for over a year. But with taxes, what will happen is you have a much lower rate when you keep it for over a year, and that makes a huge difference. Other thing you could do for tax purposes is you can put, if you have your money in IRA or in some sort of retirement account and you're investing it there, that is better because you don't have to pay taxes every time you buy and sell a stock. So that is good. You guys are asking about IPOF, IPOD, ALUS. Out of those, I see IPOF, IPOD as being better for sure. For the next 6 to 12 months, I see IPOF and IPOD doing better. ALUS, that is a riskier play, a riskier investment. So I would keep an eye out on that. That might be a little short term. You have to see what happens with the merger, what happens with the company. So keep an eye out on that. But yes, IPOF, IPOD, I own about 15,000 shares of each of them. And really, you should only buy a stock for Dina if you believe in the company long term. If you don't believe in it long term, you might buy it because of some short term news. I've done that before, but in large